Hey guys, we're going to do a review for analytic geometry. This is an EOCT diagnostic test you're working on. We're doing problems 10 through 13. Alright, problem number 10. The blue lines are parallel and they are intersected by two lines to form two triangles. Do you see it? Okay, there are our two triangles. Alright, what can we say about this? First of all, we know that angle MOL is congruent to angle PON. Why? Vertical angles are congruent. We can then say that angle NLM is congruent to angle LNP. Why? Remember that we had two parallel lines crossed by or intersected by a transversal, so that we can say alternating interior angles are congruent. We can also say that angle LMP is congruent to angle NPM. Again, alternating interior angles are congruent. What can we conclude? These are similar triangles, but we can't conclude they're congruent. We can only say they're similar. To prove congruency, you must know that two corresponding sides are congruent. Alright? Remember that angle does not prove congruency. It does prove that the two triangles are similar. Stop! Do problem 10 on your worksheet. Alright, problem number 11 on your worksheet has to do with a proof. We're going to go over proof real quickly. What's the first thing you want to do with a proof? Well, look at the givens and put what you know onto your triangle. It says that segment AB is congruent to segment AC. Mark your triangle with congruency marks. It also says that segment AD bisects segment BC. Alright, so look at that. Also, where are we going? What do we want to prove? We want to prove that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ACD. Alright, what's the first thing you always do with a proof? Write down what you know, guys, okay? So we just write it down, and why do we say we know this? The reason it's given. Now, looking at what we were given, we can say that D is a midpoint of BC. Why? Basically, definition of a bisector. Bisector of a line segment is any line or segment that intersects a segment at its midpoint. Alright? Now, because we know that D is the midpoint, we can now come and say segment BD is congruent to segment DC. Why? Definition of midpoint. I'll let you read that. What else can we say? Well, we can also come in and say that AD, segment AD, is congruent to segment AD. Well, why? Reflective property. Now, let's go back and see what we've got. We can now say that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ACD. Why? I think we got SSS, don't we? Alright? Stop! Do problem 11 on your worksheet. Problem number 12 is going to deal with the construction of an angle bisector. So let's quickly review that. We are given angle ABC. How do we do this? First thing you want to do is go get a compass. We want to take the point and we want to stick that point of the compass into point B, or the vertex of the angle. We are going to draw an arc. This will form point P on one ray and point Q on the other. We're going to take that point of the compass again, and we're going to stick it into point P, draw an arc. Do the same thing with point Q. Now notice how we draw the arcs. We draw them so that they will intersect between or inside the angle. This forms point, let's call it X. Now take a straight edge, and you're going to draw a line segment between point B, the vertex, and your newly formed point X.
You got
Stop. Do problem
Your
number
angle
12
bisector.
on your worksheet. This is problem number 13. How to construct a perpendicular bisector. All right, we have a segment there, PQ. How are we going to do this? All right, place the compass at one end of the line segment. All right, now set the compass width to approximately 2/3 of the segment length. Without changing the compass width, draw an arc above and below the segment. Again, without changing the compass width, place the compass point on the other end of the segment and draw an arc above and below the length, above and below the line segment, so that the arc crosses the two others. There we go. Using a straight edge, draw a line segment between the two new points. Good. Well, you're ready to do problem number 13. Stop the video. Bye, guys.